I am not looking forward to writing this decision. Michael Hardwick clearly broke a pre-existing anti-sodomy law in Georgia and is now challenging its constitutionality. Who cares if he committed that vile act in his home? He still broke a Georgia state law. Committing sodomy is analogous to using illegal drugs. The possession and use of illegal drugs do not escape the law where they are committed at home, and neither does sodomy. Besides, laws against sodomy are clearly rooted in our nation's history. Sodomy was a criminal offense at common law and was forbidden by the laws of the original 13 states when they ratified the Bill of Rights. Hardwick is crazy. He clearly doesn't have the right to sodomy under Georgia state law, and I clearly don't have the power to negate state laws. Only the legislative branch does. Michael Bowers is right in his case against Hardwick. Okay, I'm going to sleep.
Gah! Wake up!
Ugh, ghosts.
I am the ghost of Christmas past. I mean court rulings. Past. Boo.
Wait, so what, may I inquire, do you want with me?
Well, Chief Justice Byron White, we need to talk about your court ruling. I am Harvey Milk, the first openly gay politician.
Yeah, I know about you.
I was killed by a fellow member of the San Francisco Board of Supervisors. The mutual hate between U.S. citizens of different sexualities has been allowed to prosper for far too long, and ruling in favor of anti-sodomy laws will only extenuate the problem.
Psst, I don't have to take this from you. You're not even real. I'm going to sleep.
Ha! You're not in control of this dream. Let's go for a walk.
Where are we going?
You'll see. Are you aware a member of your own court once said that he thought about the Bowers vs. Hardwick decision for a mere half an hour and admitted that he thought the case was of little significance?
Yes, so?
Gay rights cannot be put off. Protests have already spurred violence, reminiscent of civil rights riots. Look here.
Where is here?
The site of the Stonewall riots. Look!
What do we want? Rights!
We're going to jail.
We want them now! Rah, rah, ree! Kick him in the knee! Rah, rah, ras!
All right,
Kick him in the other knee! In 1969, the LGBT community rioted for days, fighting against the New York City police after a raid on a gay bar. The gay community gained incredible exposure and support from the riots, allowing us to join the movement of movements. From the riots, we started the Gay Activist Alliance, and more LGBT communities arose across the country. If the court upholds hateful anti-sodomy laws, violence and tension will only continue to rise between Americans.
Maybe so, but I cannot rule on moral grounds alone. I must deliver an opinion that interprets the constitutionality of anti-sodomy laws.
Oh, really? I would disagree. Ruling that anti-sodomy laws are legal, specifically in the case of homosexual sex, is in direct violation of the 14th Amendment, which ensures equal protection for all Americans under the law. Before you make your decision, I would like you to ask yourself, does your opinion stem from a valid constitutional standpoint, or does it come from your pre-existing bias?
I don't have the constitutional right to intervene in pre-existing state laws. Only Congress does. Besides, the people will never know of my bias. Think of the growth of HIV and AIDS that will arise from legalizing sodomy.
You ignorant fool! You've been brainwashed by the Reagan administration. STDs are spread through tainted blood supplies, the sharing of intravenous drugs, and unprotected sex, not by sodomy with the use of protection. You and the new religious right are crazy. If Reagan would place more funding on the study of the causes of HIV and AIDS, you'd know. Just look up the AIDS Coalition to Unleash Power, and you'll find the truth. They'll help the connotation of HIV and with the LGBT community fade.
Ha! You wish. That was a weird dream.
Wake up!
Huh?
Wake up!
Oh, by the dagger of King Richard.
Listen, we gotta talk.
About what?
I think you know. Listen, you can't let Hardwick get away with breaking a state law.
I actually agree with you, but who are you?
I am Andrew Johnson, the 17th President of these United States. Listen, you face a situation similar to mine. As men of power, it is our responsibility to defend our American way of life. You must protect the U.S. from the gay community, just as I defended black codes to keep the African American community in their place after the Civil War.
Let's not get carried away here. African American citizens ought to have the same rights as other Americans.
Alright, so we disagree on that one. But surely you believe homosexuality shouldn't be encouraged?
Yes, that's right. Homosexuality could be a threat to my American way of life and traditional family structure. But I'm confused. In order to rule against Hardwick and uphold the Georgia state law, I am in essence favoring states' rights in interpreting the Constitution. Weren't you, Andrew Johnson, a staunch supporter of federal over state powers?
I believed that the South should not and did not have the power to secede from the Union, and historians have generally characterized me as a president that was not in favor of state rights. However, when it comes to social justice issues, I have been a tad more lenient in this view. I was a strong supporter of black codes that kept African Americans from participating in white society. These codes were at the state level, and despite the fact that they were technically unconstitutional, I defended the state's power to enforce these laws.
That sounds bold.
Yes, well, it didn't exactly put me in favor with the radical Republicans. But you must do the same. Defend the moral foundation of our country. And on that note, I must bid you farewell. I'm terribly late for a party.
Hey! You! That guy! Wake up!
5 more minutes, please. Oh, God, by the bifocals of Franklin. A ghost.
Hello, Justice. And I use that in the loosest sense of the word. Your particular brand of justice is vile and completely misguided. In fact, you wouldn't know justice if it slapped you in the face with a broadsword.
Who are you?
You don't know. My name is Francis Louis Cardoza. In my life, I was a minister, educator, and the first black man to be elected into an office during Reconstruction.
What do you want with me?
1986, Bowers vs. Hardwick, the case where you, Justice White, decide to uphold the decision to criminalize homosexuality. It reminds me of a decision that took place around my time, Plessy vs. Ferguson. Allow me to take you to the courtroom as we journey away!
Oh, hey, this is the Supreme Court.
Yeah, this is 1896, and we're at the controversial Plessy vs. Ferguson trial.
I know about this trial. Didn't Plessy, a black man, enter a whites-only train and get arrested?
Yeah, he and a New Orleans civil rights group called the Committee of Citizens planned the event in order to gain national sympathy for the attempt to desegregate America. However, the Supreme Court ruled in a 7-1 decision to keep trains segregated, claiming that it was constitutional as long as they were separate but equal.
I declare separate but equal. That doesn't make sense. Separate inherently means unequal.
I'm glad to see you're coming around to my type of thinking, as opposed to that blowhard Andrew Johnson.
Well, maybe it is time I reevaluated my views.
Maybe indeed. Sleep!
Good sir, awaken! You have a duty to uphold.
By the beard of Zeus, not another ghost.
Don't fear, my friend. I too was the Supreme Court Justice with an annoying court decision. I am Joseph P. Bronte. You must follow Andrew Johnson's message and side with Bauer in the case against Hardwick.
Wait a minute. How do you know Johnson?
Doesn't matter. I met him at a ghost party, but that's not important now. My dear boy, what you don't realize is how similar our cases are. Both our cases surround the premise of limiting the rights of a minority group.
I see. I remember hearing of you, your case, but didn't you side with limiting the constitutional influence in private matters?
I did, but I was just interpreting the Constitution as I saw necessary, and you must do the same. It would be unjust for you to alter pre-existing state laws. Besides, through my objectionable decision, I was able to impair the rights of that Cardoza fellow and the African American community, and pave the way for a future of segregation and the Jim Crow laws. Through another close-minded decision, you could counteract the progress Milk and the LGBT community has made through the Stonewall riots. Rest, child, rest.
Don't touch me. Oh, Poseidon's trident. What a night. At least I know I have the insight necessary to write my decision. I must maintain the law against sodomy in Georgia. I have the opportunity to impair the progress made by a group of people, and I must take it, just like Justice Bradley did. Who cares if Cardozo's movement was heard by Bradley's civil rights case decision? My ruling against the LGBT community will have the same effects against milk. Bah humbug.
Don't fear, my friend. I too was Supreme Court Justice Joseph E. Bradley. Wake up.
Huh?
Wake up!
Oh, by the harp of Apollo, who are you?
No.
Okay.
Wake up. Wake up!
Beethoven's Fifth.
Wake up!
Huh?
Wake up!
Oh, by the piano of Mozart, another ghost.
Wake up! Wake up!
Oh, by the claws of Wolverine.
Wake up!
Huh?
Wake up!
Ah, by the racket of Sharapova.
Wake up!
Huh?
Wake up!
Ah, by the tail of Pikachu.
Wake up!
Huh?
Wake up!
Oh, by the beard of I can't get